Shadow in the dark. In one small town there is a legend about a mysterious shadow that appears at night. Locals claim that this shadow is a harbinger of trouble and death. Alec goes to investigate and is faced with terrifying phenomena. People around him begin to disappear into the dark, and he feels that a shadow is watching him. In search of answers, he reveals the terrible secret of the city, connected with the darkened past. To survive, he will have to confront the most powerful force of evil. Alex worked for a local newspaper and decided to take up the investigation of this mysterious shadow. He began talking to local residents, who shared their scary stories about how their loved ones disappeared into the dark without a trace. These stories only fueled his interest and at the same time made him tremble with fear. Every day, Alex noticed more and more that the shadow was always nearby, following him at every step. His heart was clenched with anxiety, and nightmares began to haunt his sleep. He knew that there wasn't much time left and he needed to find answers before it was too late. Alex began to analyze the archives of the city, studied ancient books and records to uncover this mystery. In the course of his research, he came across a mention of sacrifices made by the Dark Force in the past. It was becoming increasingly clear that the shadow in the dark was the result of this cursed practice, and its appearance heralded the onset of another act of cruelty. Alex was sorting through the last pieces of the puzzle and realized that the shadow would not stay in the shadow forever, and soon the time would come when she would try to make an even more terrible sacrifice. After realizing that he had to fight the most powerful force of evil, he decided to assemble a team of brave friends. Together, they developed an action plan and prepared special weapons capable of resisting the shadow. The crucial moment came when they went out at night to trap the shadow. The battle turned out to be serious. The forces of evil were huge, but the team was able to cope with this challenge. When the shadow was finally defeated, the city regained light and hope. The inhabitants were freed from the oppressive fear and subsequently began to build a life in harmony and without the threat of death that the shadow imposed on them. Alex and his team became the heroes of the city. Their efforts to protect residents from evil were recognized and honored. But they were the very first to realize that the fight against darkness is not over completely and they must remain on guard of the world, ready to fight again if necessary. The story of the shadow in the dark has become a legend for future generations, reminding us that evil will always try to enter our world, but if we are united and brave, we will be able to resist it and protect what is dear to us.